and torn, but I'm still here. Some days my life.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you very much, comrades. We are still here. They cannot get rid of us. Labor is in our blood, and it will remain there. Greetings, comrades. I want to adopt the protocol that has been established. And so I recognize all of our special guests and dignitaries and the officials of our party, and of course our delegates who are here with us this afternoon. Let us thank God for bringing us together in this place on this special day. It was some 88 years ago, in January of 1932, that our founding fathers, inspired by God and the understanding of right and wrong, registered this party as the Workers' League of St. Kitts-Nevis and gave life, therefore, to the labor movement of our country, St. Kitts-Nevis. Today, on this anniversary conference, marking the 88 years of the founding of this great party, we pay a special homage to all of our founding fathers, on whose shoulders we continue to stand today, and on whose works we continue to build. And so let us seek God's guidance and direction in all that we may do and say in this very important conference, at this important juncture in the history of our nation and the history of our party. We are extraordinarily fortunate, my dear comrades, to be members of this great party, this wondrous party, the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party. We are members of a party which was born from and is rooted in a philosophy of compassion. A party created with a culture of courage. A party with a history of unparalleled and incomparable accomplishments. The party to which we belong, comrades, the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party, has proven itself time and time again to be a party of great vision. And you've heard the chairman of our party a moment ago underscore some of these achievements which were visionary. A party of focus, a party of positive transformation. And you can look all around this country and you can see how it has been transformed from what it was to what it is today. We are the party, comrades, whose spirit and motivation, whose rock-solid ethos is summed up in the 7 sacred words given to this party by our own founding fathers. The ethos for the good that we can do. For the good that we can do. And that is why we are here today, my dear comrades. The St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party has been opening doors, many, many doors wide open. We are clearing paths, my dear comrades. We have been transforming lives. We have been ensuring growth. We have been stressing innovation. respecting people's rights, respecting in particular our basic freedoms, and making a way for all segments of society for the past 88 years, for almost 100 years now. And that is why, without fail, this party, your great party, our party, the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party, has always, I emphasize, received more votes than any other single party in the history of this blessed federation, St. Kitts and Nevis. None has done that. Comrades, we have in our hands, I remind you again, a precious and noble legacy. We have in our hands a movement, an institution, a force that has removed barriers and unleashed historic opportunities, not only here in St. Kitts and Nevis, but around the entire Caribbean region. Everyone knows that it was the people of St. Kitts who rose up in the 1930s, specifically in 1935 in Buckley's, and started throughout our towns and villages, sending a very powerful message throughout the entire Caribbean, again alluded to by the Comrade Chair, unleashing as a result a wave of political action that led to the free and independent Caribbean that stands tall in the world of nations today. And so throughout the history of the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party, we have, with the help of Almighty God, made the impossible possible. Through the focused work and the boundless courage of competent, compassionate men and women, the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party has, from the very earliest days of our existence, put into direct and verifiable action our sacred credo for the good that we can do. Today, my dear comrades, is the day when our sacred and bounden duty is to chart a path forward that will protect, strengthen, build upon, and continue the blessed historic legacy that has always set labor apart from others. And so today, I say to you, my dear comrades, delegates in conference, we must ensure that by relying and depending on the very basic ideas that would have been put forward by us, we must do this, my dear comrades, by relying upon and depending upon the very best ideas as put forward by us, I emphasize. We must do this by embracing brilliant strategies formulated by us of the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party. We must move forward, putting into place the carefully developed priorities decided by us of the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party, only by us, my dear comrades. Not by those whose singular aim is to skillfully engineer the demise of our great party. Those who continue to spread lies and slander and propaganda This party is united. Conway and Douglas and Drew and all of us are united in moving this great party forward. It must only be us, we of this great party, that will determine where we go forward. Not by those, as I said, whose singular and skillful engineering is to demise the Labour Party, to see the demise of our great Labour Party. Not by those who lack our legacy. Because if you do not understand our legacy, you cannot be part of us. Not by those who do not understand our track record, who do not understand our reputation and the impact that we have made. We only will determine where this party goes in going forward. Not by anyone, I emphasize, but us. US, you and me, us. Us, I emphasize. And so let me remind you in this historical annual national conference of the following. 1, Labour is a family. Not that family, Labour family. Secondly, we must act and interact as a family. Thirdly, we must be committing ourselves to listening to each other. Nobody, no voice must be blocked out. We must listen to each other, my dear comrades. And fourthly, we must be respecting each other as well. And fifthly, we must be trusting each other. Trust is important in our family of Labour. And so, working together, undeterred, and in no way distracted by those whose most fervent desire is to see us fragmented, disoriented, and confused. But we will confuse them instead, my dear comrades. And so, on that note, we must thank all, and with all our hearts, we must thank Jeffrey Hanley of constituency number 1. Let us hear your applause for him. We must thank Marcella Althea Liebert of constituency number 2. Let me hear your applause for her. We must thank none other than Conway Maynard of number 3. Ambassador Steve Wensford of constituency number 4. Ambassador Kenny David Douglas of constituency number 5. Leon Natter Nelson of constituency number 7. Let me hear it for Natter. And your loud applause for our chairman, Dr. Terence Joe, constituency number 8. Let me hear you, my dear comrades. And of course, I can't leave out number 6. Let me hear you for the comrades of number 6. Undefeated. Undefeated and ready to go again. These men and this lady. They have held the Labour banner high during the last election. And after the last election, we have brought into our parliament none other than that female senator, Dr. Joel Clark. That's who we are. That is the platform we have created for you, the people. And these have presented and defended our platform. Who made the case as to why Labour was the answer to the challenges that our federation now faces and will face in the years to come. Together, they won in 2020 more votes than any other political party. And again, they deserve your applause for that achievement. And so we applaud all the men and the women who work so faithfully alongside them. Despite the innumerable hardships imposed by the lockdown, imposed by the political state of emergency, and all of the shenanigans that emerged in the last election. We thank those who have labored in the constituency branches, the various branch election committees, those who have stood with us, especially when we needed strong legal advice, those who have been working with us for all these years, seeking wherever we can the opportunity for legal, judicial review of some of those decisions pursued by the government. We thank all who have worked with us, those who have lent us of their financial viabilities so that we have been able to finance our campaign over the years. And so again, I emphasize, my dear people, Labour's aim today, however, it is to look forward under the theme of this conference. We organize, we focus, and reconnect. And so beginning today and until the end of time, after all voices have been heard and all positions examined, we in Labour must commit ourselves to be of one mind. One mind, I emphasize. One mind we must be when we leave here. We must be of one heart. One heart, I emphasize, my dear comrades. And we must have one focused purpose. One focused purpose, my dear people, to get this party back into government to represent the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. For therein, my dear comrades, with our one mind, our one heart, and our one purpose, therein lies the key to our being returned to government in order to continue building on the historic advances delivered for this country by each of the St. Kitts-Nevis' 3 Labour administrations. And so I have some fundamental questions to ask of you, my dear delegates. 1, will we within Labour have disagreements? Of course, of course, of course we will have disagreements. We will have disagreements. We are only human. That's it, we are only human. And so I said, of course, yes, we will have disagreements. Because how else will we be able to examine and then decide upon the best possible path to follow in the future as we move forward? Another question must be asked. Will there be occasional tensions? Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. We're human. Just as there are tensions within the church, within corporations, within families. Melita, you're right. Within families, even between husband and wife. And in this government of the day, tensions are there. Tensions between parent and child, they exist. So what do you think? Our party is a party of human beings. And Melita again says, Jesus and Peter. You want it better than that? But, as is done in any healthy church decision making, in corporations, as is done in families, in marriages, we within this Labour Party must work on those emotions. Work on them. I speak to you today as a father. Let us work on our emotions in moving forward. And if we do not work on our emotions in this great party, during our differences, they will work on us. And they want us to get to the state where emotions of our own supporters will work on us. No, we will work and channel our emotions in moving forward to that prize that I spoke of earlier. And so I come back to what must be our guiding principles in moving forward. We must listen to each other, my dear comrades. Listen to each other. I know a lot of you believe that we were not listening, but we listen a whole heap, I'm telling you. But we must continue to listen to our own comrades and to listen to each other. We must respect each other as well. And we have to remember always the guiding credo of the party for the good that we can do. We must ensure, my dear comrades, that our decisions, our choices, and our behavior are guided by that noble charge for the good that we can do. Government and governing should be 100% about service. Service, service, my dear people. Politics, on the other hand, is often like a game of draft. See him on the domino board, they say he lose. They're wrong. It must be often like a game of draft, or checkers, or domino, or chess, depending on who one's opponent, I should say, might be. And so today, my dear comrades, my dear comrade delegates, you will receive a series of reports for your consideration. Since we met here in this very hall a few months ago, when we had our party retreat, a number of committees and councils were created to do very important work. I understand the work is not yet completed. Nevertheless, The executive has mandated that these reports be brought to this conference of delegates today so that you can be briefed and you would make your own input and you will consider how we will go forward on the critical issues that are being reported upon. And so you will receive a series of reports for your consideration. You will be informed about the updating of the current strategic plan of our great party as we now formulate a new strategic plan for 2021 to 2026 of this great party, the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party. Let us ensure, comrades, that we in the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party, after considering all of the options and comparing all the strategies, that we would be able to move forward on one path, not several paths. One path, I emphasize, because there's only one team. Nonsense about factional teams out there. Absolute distraction and nonsense. There's nothing in the relationship among us in the leadership here. No problem with Conwys. Imagine me and Conwys hug up every day. No problem with me and Drew. We hug up every day. No tension between Drew and Conwys either. We don't want that here. We will determine how we move forward. Nobody gonna do that for us. One path, one team, so that we will be an impenetrable wall of resistance against the manipulation of others, so that we will be financially sound in and out of election cycles and able to reject attempts of corrupt practices thrown our way by our distractors. So that with a structured PR and communication strategy and a team, we will withstand the winds of misinformation and manipulation that others most assuredly will blow our way. So that we will be able, with our one path and one team, we will be able to recognize any and all booby traps placed in our way to distract us. And so today, my dear comrades, I emphasize, we need to protect the proud legacy of our great party. And so, as was discussed earlier, the National Executive and I, we have established the Leadership Transition Council, the purpose of which is to establish workable, well thought out transition and succession models to guide the party for generations to come. The National Transition Council has started its work, and it has been engaging you in different forms, engaging several persons in our community and organizations and groups. And they has been doing this under the guise of consultations. This council, therefore, will report to you today on its work to date, to you, the delegates of this conference. The world is far more complex than it was at the dawn of our party. And so the systems and the procedures that guide our operations must evolve as well. They must reflect the desire, that desire for strong national and constituency branch political leadership, not only at the national level, but at the branch constituency level as well, together with competent supporting administrators to execute and operate the party's activities with efficiency. It is in light of this that we have decided that the time has come for us to put in place policies and procedures that would ensure that those persons who occupy leadership positions within our party are individuals with a heartfelt desire to serve. Serve, I dare emphasize. Individuals who have earned the support and respect of the party membership at all levels. And individuals who have the strengths and the skills to meet the responsibilities as outlined in new job descriptions that they will be expected to assume. And so, as I come to the close of this Leaders' Address at Conference 2020, I emphasize again that the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party has been a formidable force throughout history. We know that, the country knows that, and those who oppose us today, they know that. We may be down, but they know we are not out. Never be out, I stress today, my dear comrades. And so let us remember who and what we are. And let us move forward. One team, one path, one vision. Let us be alert. Let us be always aware. Be aware, be conscious. Don't let nobody fool you. Be aware. And let us in all of that be energized as well. Let us be committed. Committed to our God. Committed to each other. And committed to our blessed country. Let us be ready. Let us be ready and equipped to take on the task that is at hand. It is not a task that we cannot overcome. We shall overcome. Let us do so with one heart. One heart, I emphasize, my dear comrades. One mind. A oneness of mind for the shared victory that we deserve. May God bless our federation. May God bless you, my dear delegates, at this historic conference. And may God forever bless the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party. Long live the St. Kitts-Nevis Labour Party. Long live the people of Labour. Long live the leadership of our great party. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, no.